Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, first let me give a shout out to my man B Marsh. I actually heard this news on his channel yesterday that the WBC has decided to designate Tony Bellew to the Emeritus champion status at the Cruiserweight division. And because, there's a good possibility that he will fight again at heavyweight, so he's not going to be around really to defend that title. But, when you're the Emeritus champion by the WBC, whenever you decide to come back, you become the mandatory. So, Vitaly Klitschko, I believe he's the Emeritus. Yeah, he's the Emeritus champion right now at heavyweight. He's been the Emeritus champion since 2013. And then he was the Emeritus champion from 2005 to 2008 when he came back in 2008 and he beat Samuel Peter. So they need to put a time, how long a guy can be the Emeritus champion. I mean, 4 years, that's a long time. Although Vitaly came back and won the title, but it's just, that's a long fucking time, man, to have somebody placed there. But then they're also talking about Tony Bellew. He broke his hand, or he says that he broke his hand in the second or third round of the David Haye fight. And they're saying that possibly there could be some surgery needed for that hand. And he may be sitting out 5 months just based on his hand, So, and I think, just listening to Tony Bellew and a few other interviews I've heard him, there was actually something that came out today on the mirror.uk that I seen. Where he was talking about that he may just ride off into the sunset if he can't get a title shot. You know what I mean? So, but I don't really see him getting a title shot, man. I mean, now what I think is he's going to take the David Haye rematch. If he comes back and he fights a heavyweight, I think there could be a David Haye rematch. Both of the dudes were injured. We know that David Haye ruptured his Achilles, and Tony Bellew, he had an injury too. He broke his hand. So he will, he was fighting at a disadvantage to some degree in that fight. So I can see that happening again. They made some good money the first fight, so maybe they may go down that road again. Another possibility, I think, is Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte said that he would want to fight him, so I can see that happening. Now, some outside possibilities that I think that are on the outside, Parker versus Hughie Fury winner. I know that Tony Bellew is not rated by the WBO at heavyweight, but these are just the outside possibilities. I'm not going to go over every detail of how it could happen, but it's just an outside possibility. I've heard him mention those guys too. Joshua Klitschko winner, that's an outside possibility. The Wilder Stavern winner, all these to me are outside possibilities, because all the winners of these, you want to see them. The Klitschko Joshua winner has to fight their mandatory, the IBF Pulev, and then Wilder and Stavern. Wilder says that he would like to fight Parker. Luis Ortiz is highly rated. Now, there's some guys I would want to see Wilder fight before he fought Tony Bellew, but then you have to look at it like this, that the WBC puts Stavern as the mandatory, so it's not like, Wilder's not fighting his mandatory, so maybe Wilder could fight Bellew in some type of voluntary defense, but that's not a fight that I would want to see. I would rather see Wilder try to unify with the winner out of Parker versus Fury. That's what I would want. If he couldn't get that fight, then I would want to see him fight Luis Ortiz. All right, now I know Luis Ortiz he's the mandatory for the WBA. There's a lot of shit going on, man. We're really going to have to just sit back and wait to see what's going on. But Tony Bellew fighting Luis Ortiz, I think, is an outside possibility. They're both with Hearn. I'm not sure about that one. I would like to see the fight, but I'm not sure about it. I think it's an outside possibility right now. Shannon Briggs, a Kendo winner for the regular WBA title, another outside possibility type of match. The return of Tyson Fury, who knows when he's coming back, but I'm just putting him in there, just trying to think of anything that could happen for Tony Bellew as far as a possible fight. And then just some guys like Brazil, Jennings, Amir Mansour. I say Amir Mansour and Ruiz and Brazil because they're all rated by the WBC. But, I'm not sure what Bellew's going to do. But if I had to give you guys an answer, I'll say either a Haye rematch or maybe Dillian Whyte. You know what I mean? And if somehow, some way he stumbles into fighting for a title, I guess we will have to sit back and see how that would happen. I could see the WBC, when they refresh their rankings, putting him in their top 15 when the new rankings come out. You know, maybe, just maybe, he can get a voluntary title shot for the WBC, whether it's Stavern that wins or Deontay Wilder. So a whole bunch of possibilities, but the Marius Briedis versus Marco Huck fight, the winner of that will be elevated to full champion. So they will be the champion. And then when Tony Bellew decides to come back to cruiserweight, he will be the mandatory for that title. That's going to be a good fight. The fight's taking place April 1st. Marius Briedis and Marco Huck. And Huck, I believe he has that IBO title. That title's not recognized by the other 4 sanctioning bodies, but I believe that's the title that he holds right now. And then we know that he was a former WBO title holder. I think he made like 14 successful defenses or something like that, 13 or 14. You know what I mean? But what do you guys think about this Emeritus champion thing? Do you think they should put like a time limit on it? You know, I know Vitali, he, started getting into his political career when he first retired. And then, now he's still into politics. So I guess that was his reasoning. Like I could see like an injury. Like if a guy is injured bad, you give him that status. But how long should he keep the status? I think 4 years is too long, man. 4 or 5 years. Not to say that's what Tony Bellew's going to do. But just that the WBC has that in place to make a guy, emeritus champion for 3-4 years is crazy. You know what I mean? But I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about this. Who do you guys think Tony Bellew's going to fight? I named a whole bunch of, in my opinion, outside possibilities. And the 2 favorites, I think, is Hay and Dillian White. Although I know Dillian White has called out Brian Jennings and Dominic Brazil. Really, man, we just have to sit back and see. There's so many ifs, ands, and buts about what can happen. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm out.